Hello, this is Gerald Johan van Waas. Let us follow a certain logic so that we can remember it well, so that we can find directions well, how we have to think about the things that we name. They follow a certain 1, 2, 3 order, which I have worked out. And this 1, 2, 3 order is like resumed here on the right. You have either 3 times 3 positions of foundation in space that you can start from, or it is about movement that moves away from the steady space, and so there you give attention to new directions, new changes, so where things are going to, so that because they are in a stage that they are not very steady, or they are quite difficult to pinpoint very well. So we need to look at the context, and this is a third way of thinking where also some letters are used for it. And there we need to find the right orientations in time and space context. There's a method behind that, and every word is really very specific and can be analyzed based upon this theory. The theory is based upon a numerical order that I found in the Pythagorean order, as it was called, and it's like strings. So you have these different levels of orientation, of being able to focus very well, or being to adapt a little bit to your focus, or really go to the context itself, so that we have to find the right position in time and space according to context, so at every specific point in time, according to the listening to certain values that are met. This sounds a bit difficult in this introduction, but it needs some time to get used to it. But there is a certain simplicity in it as well, as if we find balance in the 1, 2, 3 balance, so that we have points or directions, horizontal, vertical, diagonal, or feedback, the feedback itself, all within a geometrical context of horizontal, vertical, diagonal, middle, a bit further away, or at the side, and with all its different way of associations and thinking. Let's go for the word insect. The word insect, which I have quickly resumed here in what the letters are saying, is actually doing the same thing or expressing the same thing as the word etymologically is describing. So if we go to the word insect, we already hear it is into 2 parts. So it's an in or an intersection. It's about intersections, and that is what really is how we recognize the insect, how we named the insect, how we are curious about it, how the settings of the forms are there in combination, in combination of forms in this form which the insect has, which has our curiosity, or which made our curiosity, so why we also named it the insects or intersection sections in the form. And what is it actually doing? You can really take out the parts from my system. It's also the 1, 2, 3 option here. So the E is on top. It's starting from context. So it's going to say, okay, let's have a concept. Let's have a concept which works everywhere, and see where we can insert it. That's already what the E is doing as well. Let's see where we can adapt it, where we can have it applied to from the large context, and that's how you can see it. The N is about movement. So what is changing there? So it's movement in physical sense, this first level, the blue one, is more about physical space. So from space we go to the spaces. We go to the spaces that we want to take out. So we want to apply something from where we will find spaces for it that we will be able to apply to this principle of applying it, the concept of it, for what we can insert there. And it is about, of course, the in can then be from the concept, the time and space in which we can apply something and in which we can have something that can be taken out, something spatial that we can arrange. Actually, it is like the arrangement of spaces a little bit as well, highlighting spaces. Here I will put just one space in it, but because it's the 1, 2, 3 option, also there I could also apply it in 1, 2, 3 in an orientation of 1, 2, 3, as you can see. So I added that frame as well to have an idea. It's in on its own is, I have an application which I can insert somewhere in it. That's the in part. But what is being put in starts from the second word, sect. So let's find out what sect is doing. That's indeed the concept of S again. So very wide, and going towards to change the concept. So let's go and change the concept. Have an idea of what we want to do as a context. We know already from the etymological meaning of insect that this will be, in combination with in, of course, insect, an intersection of spaces. But let's now first work out sect as on its own. So sect is, of course, it's more about what is the effect inwardly of something that we will time, and we have a time context here. So we look into the time context. And in this time context, we look for the highlighting moments there that we can highlight there. Okay, there is something that we can take out, and that's the eh. What will be the next letter? The next letter will be the C. C will be the point of reference. So we will find as highlights points of references, which I follow actually with the CT in that range of within this space, what differences that I can notice there. Basically also 3 times or even 6 times you have this range of these spaces of references that hang together from frames. E is from a time-space context that I see, okay, from context, looking at the context which I can apply here, which I can have effect here. I notice these differences, and that's what defines the insect. Because when we also look up definitions from insects, and I looked up the one from here, the Australian Museum, what are insects? They also always go to the intersections and they say, okay, this and this is a bit wider, and then we have that and we have that. Not that it is different than with an animal also. So, but the intersections here very, very much are a reference point to see the differences within all the insects. It's a category, and that's what the word is referring to. And that's how I understand it also when I analyzed it from the letter positions, the usage of letters, and this makes us realize how much this is about a categorization, and we also gives us attention to the small details there. How long is that part from this kind of insect? How long is that part for this kind of insects? Into these 1, 2, 3 parts in the insect. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. This was Gerald again. Thanks again for watching. Bye.